The morning after our wedding was supposed to be filled with laughter, warmth, and the soft afterglow of promises exchanged under the stars. I woke up beside my wife, believing that we had stepped into a new life together. One where trust and love would be the foundation of everything. The sun streamed gently through the curtains, and for a brief moment, I felt like the happiest man alive. But that illusion didn't last long. She lay next to me, her hair messy, eyes half awake, when she suddenly asked a question that froze my blood. "Would you be angry if my boyfriend came over?" Her tone was casual, as if she were asking about breakfast or what time we should check out of the hotel. I sat up immediately, my heart pounding in my chest, trying to understand if I had misheard her. At first, I thought it was some kind of twisted joke. We had just exchanged vows less than 24 hours ago. How could she say something like that? I forced a laugh, hoping she would reveal it was a prank. But she didn't laugh. She looked me straight in the eye, her expression calm, almost cold. That's when I realized she wasn't joking. I asked her what she meant, and she shrugged as though it were the most natural thing in the world. "I just thought, now that we're married, you should know the truth. I've been seeing someone else. I don't want to stop. I thought maybe you could accept it." Her words cut through me like knives. My heart, still holding on to the dream of yesterday, felt crushed into dust. My first instinct was denial. I wanted to believe she was confused, or testing me, or maybe drunk from last night's champagne. But the seriousness in her voice left no room for doubt. She had planned this, holding on to her secret until after the wedding, until it was too late for me to back out without shame. Anger started boiling inside me. "Why did you marry me, then?" I demanded. My voice trembled, half with rage, half with grief. She sighed and said, "Because you're stable. You're the kind of man my family approves of. But he makes me feel alive." I wanted both. Hearing her confess so openly to using me was more humiliating than anything I had ever experienced. I looked at her, the woman I had loved for years, and realized I had been nothing but a backup plan, a safety net she could lean on while keeping her passion elsewhere. The betrayal was so deep I couldn't even form proper words. She reached for my hand, as though to comfort me, and that was the final insult. I pulled away and stood up, staring at the marriage certificate on the nightstand. Just yesterday, I had signed my life to her, believing it meant something sacred. Now it felt like a contract for my own humiliation. She didn't even look guilty. She just sat there, expecting me to accept her madness. In that moment, I made a decision. I wouldn't yell, I wouldn't beg, I wouldn't even fight. I would not give her the satisfaction of seeing me broken. Instead, I walked over to the desk, pulled out my phone, and started recording. Calmly, I asked her to repeat what she had just said about her boyfriend. Without hesitation, she repeated everything, smiling slightly, as if she thought I would come around eventually. When she finished, I stopped the recording, slipped the phone in my pocket, and told her I had to step out for some air. She nodded, unconcerned, as if she had already won. But what she didn't know was that I had evidence now, proof of her betrayal. Less than a day after our vows, I went straight to her family's house. They had adored me, celebrated me as the perfect husband for their daughter. When I showed them the recording, the smiles on their faces collapsed. Her father's rage filled the room, her mother's tears flowed uncontrollably. They realized their daughter had played a cruel game. Not only with me, but with them too. Later that afternoon, I returned to the hotel. Divorce papers already in progress through a lawyer friend I had contacted. She was shocked when I handed her the documents. "You can't be serious," she stammered. But I didn't answer. I just looked at her one last time and thought of the vows she had spat on. Then I walked out, leaving her with nothing but her lies. In the days that followed, word spread quickly among friends, relatives, and even her workplace. The recording made its way around, exposing her deceit. She became a subject of shame. Her so-called boyfriend abandoning her once the scandal grew too heavy. Meanwhile, I stood tall, knowing I had escaped a lifetime of misery with her. Though my heart was broken, I found strength in the truth. I had been humiliated, yes, but I refused to remain a victim. Her betrayal freed me from a marriage that would have been nothing but a cage of lies. I promised myself that the next time I said I do, it would be to someone who truly valued the meaning of love. And as for her, the woman who thought I would accept sharing her with another man, I left her to drown in the ruins of her own choices. A fitting punishment for the cruelty she dared to show me the day after our wedding.